Hey guys, how is it going? It's Joy. I am back, you guys. Is this kind of dark in here? So I'm back with another video. How have you guys been? I know it's a late video. So give me a second, you guys. I'm gonna take a water break. I needed that. So you guys, how have you guys been? I missed you all. Um, welcome to the channel. If this is you guys' first time tuning in, my name is Joy. I am a life coach for narcissistic abuse. I help people overcome, move on, and let go of a narcissistic partner. I'm so happy that you guys joined me today. Welcome. I am 31 years old. I am married. I have been dealing with narcissists since 2010. I successfully went no contact with my male narc in 2014, and as well as 2015, which would have been my aunt that was a narcissist. Since 2016, I have been helping people overcome narcissistic abuse, with my videos just like this, support sessions, my video and my audio courses. It's definitely been life changing. But today I have a different topic. I'm actually going to be making a narc video after this. But today I have a special message. I just kind of wanted to introduce myself in case if this is you guys' first time tuning in. But most of you guys are my normals. But yeah, so just for the newbies. And don't forget, you guys, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. But you guys, I have a beautiful message for those of you that are in need of some sort of encouragement, or maybe you're trying to figure out if God is real, or you want to know like if you're on the right path, or maybe you're going through a situation and you've been praying and you've been asking God for help and you just don't know if God is real. Maybe you need confirmation. So I have a testimonial. So this video is going to be called The Power of Prayer and Faith. That's going to be the name of this video. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys what's been going on with me. So for those of you that don't know, so like I said, I am a life coach for narcissistic abuse, and I'm also a love oracle and a tarot reader. But my main thing is helping people overcome narcissistic abuse. But recently, you guys know I have other work that I do outside of the coaching. But I was working at a 9-to-5 job, kind of basic factory work. I reside in Rockford, Illinois. And the job that I got was earlier during the year, probably was like around January, that I got hired for the job. It was a process. I had to take a drug test. I had to do training, all that kind of thing. All that kind of stuff. And basically, I went through all the process and I ended up getting hired. The work was pretty simple. It was probably about, $12, $13 an hour. So not too bad, right? And so, I was doing that work for a while. I was still living with my dad at the time. And, I was just saving up my money, doing what I needed to do, so I could move out on my own and, just live independently, live free. And so, I was doing that kind of work and I was going there. I was a hard worker. I got along with everyone, and I always came in with a positive attitude and I did good work. I know I was a hard worker. I learned things pretty quick. So, I felt like, I thought I was going to be there for a while because when I first got hired in, when I first started working there, they were very friendly towards me. They showed me around. They treated me really, decent, But what's interesting is when I did get hired in, I got hired in as I was a temp. So I wasn't like officially an employee of the company. And so, they give you like a time period of like, let's say like 3 months to 4 months. That's going to be the time period for when they can decide if they're going to keep you or not. If they're going to say, okay, your assignment is up, or if they're going to say, we want to hire you in, as a full official employee. So I've been working there since January up until April time. All was going good. I was noticing just a little things that were iffy that I wasn't really too fond of, but I just was like, whatever. The job was close to where I lived. The money was decent. The pay was weekly. So I just kind of stuck it in. And the people that I worked with, for the most part, were decent, and the line leads or supervisors, they was okay. So I thought, right? And so, as time went on, the supervisor approached me and he asked if I wanted to be hired in, and they wanted to take an additional drug test for the actual company. So basically, he was approaching me saying that they wanted to hire me in. So I was super excited. And I was telling everybody, my family and the coworkers that was working there with me at the time. I think some of them are still there. But, they were happy for me. They're like, oh, congrats. But then it was interesting because there was this one guy in particular. I remember, I'll never forget this. He was like, welcome to hell or something like that. So I was like, well, what do you mean by that? He was like, trust me. He was like, it's going to get worse once you get hired in. I'm like, what? And I always remember that he said that. And now it makes sense because I literally remember, you guys, like, I don't want to make this too long, but I kind of want to give you like the details up front, and then it'll kind of lead into the story. But yeah, he had told me that. He was like, yeah, it was like hell. And so what happened was, when I got hired in, first off, before I even started, on the floor, well, before I had the so-called training for the actual company, this was around, when COVID had started. So, we had to wear masks everywhere. And so I had an appointment where I had to take the drug test. And then the next day, I think it was it was a week later, we had this little like mini training session, and it let us know, the company rules, the policies, the benefits, PTO, pay time off, emergency time off, all that kind of stuff. So as we're going into the meeting, it was only like 4 or 5 of us. They're really picky, very picky company. So I guess in their mind, it was like, well, you should be happy that we chose you, something silly like that. But anyway, so I go in there to the orientation class, and the lady was very rude, saying, they requested like certain documents in order for us to, I think it was like, proof of our identity, and the lady was like, oh, well, make sure you read everything on the paper, and if you don't have it, then you're not going to be able to do it, basically talking to me as if she didn't want to hire me in, And then I remember, like, when I was in the training class, I was, like, asking her questions, and she was like, oh, yeah, well, that's in your notes, or, we're going to go over that later. And she was like, yeah, this is some benefits or whatever. She was like, yeah, only if you're here. And she was like, some of you guys probably won't be here next year, but just in case, just kind of like throwing it out there, basically saying like, they really wasn't trying to hire me in, I guess, whatever. So I wasn't really tripping. I was just like, hey, it is what it is. But as time went on, I noticed the changes in management, and I came to the conclusion that I didn't want to work there anymore. I told the supervisor, I told the managers, they kind of acted like they didn't want me to go. I just think that they didn't want to stop abusing me. I think that they knew how they were operating their company, and they were satisfied with it. They didn't want to change. The supervisor did say that, if there's anything that he could do, let him know, blah, blah, blah. I thought that was bullcrap because, I feel like they've been like that for a while. That's just what it is, and I just didn't want to be a part of it. So fast forward. So now I actually just recently got hired with a new company, which I'm really excited about. And what's crazy is it's a work from home position. And it was like literally once in a lifetime kind of thing. It's like, it is insurance, so I'm like still getting used to it. But it was a lot of work. I didn't know coming into it because, for one, I will tell you guys, I was nervous on the interview. I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I never did like a virtual interview where it was like I was in a room and the interviewer, he was on the in the room as well. So we did like an interview through Zoom. That was literally like my first virtual interview like that. Give me a second, you guys. But anyways, I applied. I actually went through YouTube, And I had also been saying like affirmations like, God, thank you so much that I'm working from home full time. Thank you, God, I'm happy I'm able to work for myself. Or, thank you, God, I'm happy I'm able to do what I love to do full time. I was like, thank you, God, I'm so happy and grateful I'm able to do what I'm passionate about, for a living. But yeah, so I had already been kind of throwing those kind of affirmations out there into the universe. So, another way of the power of prayer. So, anyways, to get to the point, so like the new job, I actually just started. This is going to be, let me look on here. I started it on the 24th of July. No, I'm sorry, the 23rd. My apologies. So I've already been in there we didn't. So it's actually 2 weeks now. So I'm 2 weeks in. And, I wasn't really knowing what to expect, but it is a lot, I must say. But they did send me a computer, so I'm still getting used to that. And it's a work from home full time. So I really enjoy that. I get to spend time in my own space, in the comfort of my own home. The only thing is it's really competitive and it's very, we have to meet our goals. You know what I mean? There's like quotas. So in a way, it's a challenge for me, so because it pushes me to strive to be, to do great and to achieve goals and things that I set for myself, So I'm really excited, and I prayed about it every day. So I definitely recommend praying to God about any and everything that you want. Say affirmations on the things that you want to see into your reality. So let's get to the point. Let's get to the section of the video where I actually talk about how I literally manifested passing an exam for the insurance company that I'm working for by using the power of prayer and the power of faith. I was actually talking to my dad earlier, and I was like, I feel like I moved a mountain. Because you know how they say you have faith as small of a mustard seed, it can move mountains. I really think that that's true. I feel like I moved a mountain. All right, so I will tell you guys, this is what happened. So the company that I work for, they require us to be licensed in order to sell insurance, right? And so just so you guys know, like I have no background whatsoever about insurance. This is literally like my first time doing this, all right? So, I was kind of chatting with one of the other girls. She lives in Louisiana, but we all kind of come together because we all work from home. So they're from all over like Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina. I think another girl's from Pennsylvania. So anyway, we had to take an exam in order to be able to do the actual work from home job. Like if you don't pass the exam, then you can't move forward. You got to do something else. So to me, that felt like pressure. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But the good thing is they did give us the resources that we needed in order to pass the exam. But it was just like, I still was just nervous because I'm just new to insurance. So this is what it was for the majority of our training class. I want to say it's probably like 24 of us in the class. Out of the 24, it was like 3 of us that were from Illinois. And so what they required from Illinois was different amount of requirements. It was a lot more than everybody else. So we had to do pre-licensing education for both property and casualty, right? And we had to do, it was probably like maybe 10 sections on each side for both property and casualty. And we had to score, I think it was like a 70% or better. And on both of the exams for property and casualty, we had to take like a 2-hour exam for both sections. And you had to score a 70% or better in order to be qualified to take your exam, right? The final exam. So if you can only imagine, right, it's just so much information, right? And we literally only had like a week and a couple days to learn everything at once. And then we have to go and take the test. So if you can only imagine how that feels like, you know what I mean? But again, we did have the training. We did like a virtual training. I think it was for one day it was for property. The other day was for casualty, and I did express to the professor like how nervous I felt. And I was just like, oh my God, but I just stayed focused. And I was like, God, I know I'm going to be able to do this, blah, blah, blah. So when I was in the process of taking my pre-licensing certifications, I was nervous because I think I took each test once and I didn't do so well, but then the next time I took both tests, I did great. So that was good. So I was able to go ahead and pass my pre-license in education and all the quizzes. I passed that. But now came the final exam. This was like the fourth quarter almost, like in a basketball game, right? So it's like, or like 5 minutes before the fourth quarter. That's how it felt. So basically, I had to take my exam, and I live in Rockford. So the first time I took the exam, I had to drive all the way to Chicago, which was quite a distance. It's probably like 77 miles. I'm trying not to make this video too long. I got about 5 more minutes left. Then I have the other videos I'm gonna make. But so I drove all the way to Chicago, you guys. I was nervous as heck, but all along I had been studying. I've been reviewing the quizzes. I have been reading my study guide. So I go down there. I was nervous, and I took the test. So this is what happened, you guys. I ended up passing the first section on the exam, but the second section on the exam I didn't pass, you guys. Can you believe that? So I went back home. I had to drive all the way back home from Chicago, which took me probably like an hour or like 55 minutes or something like that. And so I was so hurt. I was like, God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I was like, I want to do this insurance company, and I need to do it because I don't want to go back to working a 9 to 5, like being in that kind of world out there. I was like, I don't want to do it. So I was just like, all right. I had to tell everybody like what happened. It was kind of embarrassing, to be honest, because I was like, I had to tell them. And so, but one of the things that I did do, I kept praying. I was like, God, I know that I'm going to be a licensed agent with this company. I just kept saying that over and over. And I kept saying like, everything gets to be easy for me. Everything gets to be easy for me. I was also saying like, today I'm grateful for the many miracles that are coming my way today. Today I'm grateful for the many miracles that are coming my way today. I was like, thank you, God. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm officially a licensed agent with this company, And so I just kept saying that over and over again. And I reached out to my coworker. He's actually in Illinois as well. He was just saying like, that's great that you passed the first section, but he's like, what you can do is just study the study guide. Forget the videos, forget the quizzes, which actually I ended up taking the quizzes back to back, and I scored like 100% on all the quizzes. So I kind of reviewed that, but for the most part, I just focused on the study guide. But one of the things that I think that probably I shouldn't have done, because I took the exam the first time, it was on a Friday, and what I should have done was just had the whole day to study. But what I did, because I actually took the second half of the exam yesterday, and what I did was I didn't work. I just had the first half of the morning during the day. I just studied, and what I did was I read everything, the section that I needed to retake. I read every single word out loud, and I just focused and I study, right? And I was still nervous though. I still, I kept saying my affirmations. I really did believe it, but I was just still nervous. And so what I did, you guys, so this is key. I was like, God, angels, universe, please help me to relax. Please help me to calm my mind. Please help me to have a cool, quiet, and a calm mind while I'm testing and while I'm heading to the testing center. So this is what happened, you guys, because God will answer your prayers. So you just have to be careful what you ask for. And I love God so much. So as I'm getting ready for the exam, I'm putting on my clothes. I'm getting everything together because we had to show them 2 forms of ID. And I'm wondering, I'm like, where's my driver's license? Like, I could not find my driver's license for some reason. And I'm like looking everywhere, all around the house. I'm looking in the car, everywhere, in my pockets. I cannot find my driver's license, you guys. So I called my dad and I'm like, Dad, like I'm almost getting ready to take the exam, but I can't find my driver's license, right? And so he comes over and he's like helping me look for everything, and we both can't find it, right? So I'm just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? So I was like, today is the exam, and I don't know where my driver's license is at. And just so you guys know, because on Friday I had to go to Chicago to take my exam, but this time to take my test, the second half, in order to pass, I had to drive all the way to Wisconsin, you guys. And I didn't have my license. I did not see it. And I was like, okay, oh my God, what am I going to do? So what I did, I just prayed to God. I was like, God, thank you for getting me to the testing center safely. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for protecting my car. And so I just kept saying that out loud. I was like, I know I'm going to get this. And so what happened was my dad ended up going home. He was like, let me know if you find it, blah, blah, blah. And so I ended up calling the testing center, and I was like, hey, is it okay if I brought like a bank card along with my passport if to be able to take the test? I asked if my passport and bank card is fine. The lady was like, yeah, sure, no problem. She was like, just as long as it has your signature on it. I was like, okay, cool. Try not to make this too long, but it is what it is. I want y'all to hear the full story. So anyways, I had to go all the way back home and get a pen to sign the back of my debit card. So I come in the house. I still have some time left because it took me an hour and 22 minutes to get to Wisconsin from where I was at in order to take the test. And so what's crazy, you guys, all along, I wasn't even thinking about the test. Only thing I was thinking about was my driver's license, right? I needed my driver's license to be on the road. And so as I'm doing that, you guys, and me and my dad, we both looked in the car. My dad had already went home. I was just getting ready to pull off. As I'm making a turn away from my house, getting ready to drive to the testing center, you guys, I found my driver's license. I found my driver's license. It was literally like on the side of the car, like by the passenger side. It was like stuck like in between because the way that my car is, it's like it's tight where the seats are. So like if something falls down there, it's going to be difficult to find it because it's so tight and it's so close, so you don't even know it's there. So you guys, I looked down and my driver's license was there. And I'm like, God, you're funny. But what's crazy is, you guys, it helped me to relax. I was calm. I wasn't thinking about the test. Like, I was just like, God, you're amazing. So I'm going there. I'm cool. I'm relaxed. I'm like, God, all right, I'm good. So fast forward, I get to the testing center. I walk in, they're really nice. They're very friendly. Mind you, I had already asked God. I was like, God, please help, the people inside the testing center to be friendly, helpful and kind and nice. And so when I get there, they were helpful. They were friendly. They were talking to me because I used to live in Florida for 6 months. That's where my driver's license is at. And so the guy, when I went in there, he was like, oh, you have a Florida license? I was like, yeah. He was saying that his father used to live in Florida. And he was making conversation with me. Very nice guy. And the lady was also. So you guys, I went inside the testing center. I knew I had studied, and I said, God, I know I deserve this. And I was like, God, I'm happy that I passed both property and both casualty section of the exams. And I was like, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm a licensed agent for this insurance company. I was like, thank you, God. I kept saying that inside of my head. I said it as I was going into the testing room. And so, you guys, I took the casualty side for the state requirements. You guys, I passed, as well as the property and casualty. I passed both of them, and literally in between of me taking the exams, because I was able to, all the questions I had seen them, they were familiar to me, so I was grateful. But then there were some I didn't see, so I was like, God, please. And even the ones that I wasn't for sure about, as I was like looking up, I was like, God, thank you so much. I'm happy that I passed this exam. I'm happy that I have good news to share with my family, my friends. I just kept saying that over and over. I kept saying it out loud. And I said it in my head a bunch of times, and it literally manifested, you guys. So for those of you that, don't believe in God, or, you don't really pray, I would say pray. Talk to God about everything. He will answer your prayers. And literally this happened yesterday. So today I shared the good news with all of my family. My coworkers were all happy for me. And I just told them that it was literally a miracle. Like, God is so good. So I hope that this can bless someone. Share this with someone that is like needing some faith, that's needing some encouragement, that needs to hear something positive. If you're struggling, you're going through something in your life, please talk to God, put him first. He loves you. He cares about you. So that's all I have, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. God bless.